Hi everyone, David here. Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for coming back for another video, or welcome if it's your first one. Thanks for coming. How are you doing? You doing okay? It's still kind of hot here in Osaka. It's kind of towards the end of September. Summer is still with us. It's supposed to be getting cooler because of some rain, but I'm not really feeling it yet. I'm still too hot. This is a typical British person talking about the weather. Today, what I'm actually talking about is Perfume. Again, the three-piece girl group. Woman group, I guess they're in their 30s now. I've made some videos about Perfume before because I like them a lot. I've made like an introduction video, some other ones as well, like one of the tours I went to, the costume museum exhibition. But today I actually have a lot of news about Perfume. We've got the Tokyo Node Discography exhibition in Tokyo. If you watched my Tokyo trip video a few weeks ago, then you might have seen a few glimpses of that. I've got a few more bits to show you there. Also show you some of the merchandise I got there. A tour has been announced as well, so I'll talk about that. And also the tour is supporting a new two-part album which is already with us now. The first part of it is now available on streaming, so let me talk to you about my first impressions and what to expect, and a few other bits and bobs. So I hope you enjoy that. Please subscribe to the channel. I'm up to 950 now, so I'm getting excited and getting close to 1,000. I need more view time, so please watch some of my old videos if you need to catch up, if you've got a bit of free time. Excuse me, a bit of wind. And leave a comment as well. What's your favourite Perfume song today? What do you like off the new album if you've listened to it? Share this channel, that'll help me a lot too, and of course like the video. Please like it, I need the attention. So I'm going to pass over to myself. I'm going to do a little narration about the Tokyo Node exhibition. It's already started, obviously. It started in August until October the 14th, I believe. So please check it out quickly if you haven't seen it yet. I think tickets are still available. So let me show you inside. Of course, if you want to see it and you haven't seen it yet and you don't want to see any spoilers, please skip to the after that. I'll put a little time mark here so you know. And I'll see you on the other side, okay? Okay, so let's get started at Toranomon Hills, one of the tall Mori Tower buildings close to Shimbashi Station. There's quite a lot of these Mori Towers. And I was here to see the Discography show being held at Tokyo Node, which is a kind of exhibition space towards the top of the building. They've got a car here for some reason as well, a sponsored car. Very fancy. This place has only been open for a year, so brand new, very fancy. They've got a restaurant, they've got exhibition spaces and all sorts of things, rooftop garden. You can see the sky tree from over there, and a nice view of kind of downtown Minato area of Tokyo. So inside, we're greeted with some giant statues made out of ping pong balls of Perfume being lit up by lasers. They love these kind of strange displays. And as you walk in, we can see some cutouts of the ladies themselves. Sorry for the guy with the yellow bag. He's going to keep appearing. Don't have to blur his face out. So there we go. Nice entrance into this small hall that's showing kind of a potted history of their exploits. All three members and points of their career as well. Some of their videos. And the focus of this exhibition is how technology gets used in their performances. So things like this, kind of motion tracing. This was used for the Edge performance, one of the first ones I watched when I was enjoying them on YouTube. So definitely you can check out, kind of be inside their visuals, which is really interesting. This was used in some of their tours. This kind of wireframe models of things as well, this is very on brand for them. Lots of kind of concentric circles and polygons, and especially triangles, of course. That's three members, so triangles are a big trademark of their visual identity. So there's this large hall which contains most of the attractions. You can enjoy the visuals. You can also have a bit of a play around. I'll show you some of the little features in a moment. You can see a little performance area at the end. So this kind of projection thing, you could line them up with the mic stands if you want to, so it looks like it's a TV performance. And you can enjoy various parts around their discography, hence the name. You could also get these little ping pong ball things on sticks, and the lights will they'll follow you around, and they'll translate that into kind of positioning on the screen so you can see where you're moving. You can even become part of the visuals yourself. These are the backup dancers, I guess. I tried to do this, but I couldn't work out the camera. We're doing the same thing. You can also see a few kind of bits of memorabilia from touring, although we have got the costume museum displays for that kind of thing, and merch from all their tours and various things that they've released over the years. So good for the collector. Now, you couldn't really see the next room. We're not allowed to film, so I just took a photo. That was allowed. So you can actually remix TV performance. I'll talk about that in a minute. And of course outside you can see the merch as well, the goods. There wasn't really a lot though I was that interested in, but you can get various stickers and clear files and t-shirts and bags and whatnot. So there's a little menu. You can see online what you can get there too. Little hand towels. I got one of these things as well. I'll show you this in a minute, but these little things that look a bit like condom wrappers, they're actually got something else inside. After that, downstairs you can go to the Tokyo Node kind of restaurant and you can try some discography themed things, some food items. I was going to get some lunch, so I just got the donuts. I'll show them in a minute. There's quite a nice view. You can see Tokyo Tower from there too. So a nice place to relax. I got there just as it opened as well, so it was really empty. And here we are, open the little wrapper and you can get a random cover art thing. I've got the polygon wave one there. You'll see that in a moment. But yeah, very nice to look around there and enjoy some sweet donuts inspired by the song Sweet Donuts. Probably didn't take too long to come up with. But thanks for watching. Let's hand back over to myself. Okay, thanks for staying until after all that. I haven't finished yet, so let's talk about the discography show first. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was nice to see kind of be inside some of the graphics they have in their concerts, especially that big main hall with my favourite bangers like it was like Fusion and Edge, all those things. Those are some of the songs that kind of got me into Perfume in the first place, so it was really nice to kind of be immersed in that. Like the interactive displays were quite fun as well, like the projection things and the also the little stick with the motion tracking. Also, that we didn't really get to see this very much. I showed you the Mr. Mike show studio. We couldn't take any videos in there, so I didn't. But you could listen to one of the new songs, Ima Ima Ima. They're doing a kind of performance. It's just an empty stage, but on the TV screens around there you can see them performing. But you can take control of the lighting and the visual effects and things like that. So I made my way to the laser tracing station and having some fun with that. So that was really good. To be honest, I was a little bit surprised that the door out of that room was actually straight out of the exhibition and you can't go back in. So I feel like I should have probably stayed a little bit longer, but I had a pretty busy schedule, so maybe it's all good. I did get some merchandise too. So have I talked about everything about discography? Yeah. Well, I mean, you've seen most of it already, so definitely check it out. I really hope it tours, because I feel like it should be able to tour around. If it came to Osaka, that'd be great. I don't mind going to Hyogo again, like the costume museum one, but who knows. Anyway, so the merch, I showed you this already in the cafe, but this is the Polygon Wave. This is what the influencers do, isn't it? Polygon Wave cover art. Not my favourite art, to be honest, but yeah, I was really jealous because the people next to me, it's a really annoying couple that are opening theirs at the same time, and they got a plasma one, which I really like. For going into discography, I got this kind of fake vinyl disc thing. I guess it's like a coaster, or I don't know, objet. I haven't even opened it yet, so I don't want it to get scratched. But it's going to go filed away somewhere. So it's just got discography written on it. I also, from the shop, I also bought a clear file because I'm pretty cheap, and there wasn't really a lot of things I wanted to get from the merchandise, so I've got this endless supply of clear files. So yeah, you can see my ring light in there, but yeah, Perfume discography, that's kind of the logo of it. And you saw I went to the cafe for buying some of the collaboration menu items. I got a kind of discography sticker as well. I'm starting to pick up a lot of stickers too. I need to find somewhere to put those. Maybe stick them on my clear files, I don't know. Yeah, so definitely check that out. It was well worth visiting. I really hope I get another chance. I'm not going to Tokyo before mid-October, so never mind, but I hope it tours. Speaking of tours, there is a new tour being announced. In fact, the tickets have already gone on sale. The ticket lottery has been in effect this time. So I did actually manage to get 2 tickets to see it. They're playing various parts of Japan, although my friends said actually Hiroshima's not included, which is a bit of a shock because that's their hometown. But they are playing Osaka-jo Hall again, like they did in the Plasma tour. I was worried I wouldn't get anything in the ticket lottery, so I entered the Tuesday and the Wednesday and managed to get both of them. So I'm working out what to do next. Should I go to both like I did in Plasma, or should I just put one of them on the resale? Because I think with the ticket lottery, if you win, you have a chance to actually pay for the ticket. I put my credit card on it, so it gets automatically charged, I think. But I think there's a little window before it gets charged where you can decide not to take the ticket. So I don't know. I'll have a look at the emails and look at my bank account. I don't know. So that's coming soon. That's the Nebula Romance tour, part 1. Which is a hint towards the new album, which is also called Nebula Romance. I love their kind of spacey, cosmic album titles, because we've had Future Pop, Cosmic Explorer, Plasma. It's all kind of a very sci-fi vibe to it. This first one's called Nebula Romance Zenpen, which means like first half. You see that printed on things like on books, I think. Well, there's something about it in Japan. I'm going off on a sidetrack here, but in England we get quite big paperbacks, but they actually split them up into separate pieces in Japan. So that's kind of interesting. So that's kind of the vibe we're getting with this Nebula Romance Part 1 album. It has already gone to streaming, so you can find it on Spotify. You can even download it from iTunes, which I did. Do people still download things from iTunes? I don't know. Maybe I'm getting old-fashioned now. I can't believe that downloading MP3s is old-fashioned. I'm really old now. But if you want to wait till the CD comes out and all various versions of it, that's coming out at the end of October, I think the 30th of October. So I've listened to it. I've been listening to it for the last few days. Today's Monday. It came out on last Friday. I'm enjoying it. It's a fairly easy listen. It's only about 35 minutes long, so it's kind of a short one, 10 tracks. But it's fairly kind of cohesive group of songs. I was actually checking through the lyrics. I don't tend to look at Japanese lyrics that much, but maybe it's not the deepest lyrics to look at. There's a lot of talk about driving down the highway or flying in a spaceship, and romantic feelings are appearing. So that's maybe why Nebula Romance is the title. The thing that jumped out for me was how kind of 80s influenced it was. I feel like the producer, Capsule, or Yasutaka Nakata, he's kind of been on a bit of an 80s tip. There were kind of hints about that in Plasma. They really come home to roost on this one. There's a few really 80s sounding ones. So yeah, it's a nice album. Very kind of extraterrestrial. Speaking of ET, it's kind of got like one eye on the 80s and one eye on the future. So it still has that kind of futuristic vibe to it. I made some notes about it. I'm not really going to go through all of it, but we've got the one single, The Lights, which is opening the album, which is a little bit different to their usual sound. It sounds a bit kind of like, they don't really care. It's a bit sort of new wavy, punky. I don't know. I don't really know that much about music genres, so yeah, don't come at me in the comments. Love Cloud, that's the one I heard last year for the first time when it got debuted in the London concert. That's really grown on me, actually. That's it feels like a single now, finally. It's kind of got a bit of a 90s or early 90s clubby sound to it as well. I don't know what it is. We've got Cosmic Treat after that. That sounds a very kind of retro Perfume sound, like I don't know, about 10-15 years ago, like Triangle or JPN album. It sounds like that a little bit, so that's kind of welcome. I had to notice they use a lot of English in this album. They haven't really done that much. They've had a couple of odd singles that have been all English, like Spending All My Time. That was it's about 10 years ago now. But generally it's been mostly Japanese, but there's been quite a lot of English. Maybe they're looking at the international audience a little bit more now. I don't know. After that, we've got Starlight Dreams, which is a bit more chilled out. It's, well, I suppose you need a bit of up and down in these albums, but yeah, it's a bit of a vibey part of the album. But after that, my favourite track, I think, is Ima Ima Ima, mainly because I listened to it a lot in the Tokyo Node exhibition, because that was in the Mr. Mike studio. Yeah, it's got a lot of kind of, I don't know, pizzazz, interesting moments, a bit of motion, a bit of drama. So I'm enjoying that. Unfortunately, after that is Sumi Iko Disco, which is kind of a tie-up with a mascot character, I think. I don't really like it that much. It's fine to listen to, but it's not really one of my favourites. It kind of feels like they're trying to do a bit of a chocolate disco. They're trying to trade off of that again, because that's one of their old popular songs. But it's a little bit boring, to be honest. Anyway, yeah, move on. After that, we've got some really 80s sounding one. We've got Morning Cruising, which it's got a really super 80s intro. Otherwise, kind of, that's another vibey one. And Time Capsule. The opening for that is insane. If you told me that was taken from like a Tiffany single or like Paula Abdul or something like that, I'd totally believe it. Yeah, that sounded like it could fit on Plasma, to be honest, too. So it's a bit of I don't know, what's the word? A bit of a link to the previous one. Continuity, that's the word. After that, we've got a very strange one, Jikuka. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. It's a really weird, slow track. It's almost like a chant. The thing I noticed about this album too is that it's not, it doesn't have an intro like a lot of the albums have, like a kind of a shorter, I don't know, opening the album intro. I feel like this could have been an opener, or I wouldn't be surprised if it's the tour opener. Well, I'll come back to that one day and see if I was right. It might have been a kind of nice ending, I don't know, but it sticks out like a sore thumb on this album. But it gets used in the teaser trailer for some, I don't really know what it's teasing actually. I'll talk about that in a moment. There was some kind of YouTube stuff going on yesterday. And finally we've got Mobius as well, which is a fantastic song. I really like that. Very kind of peppy and perfumey. I think it's a cute ending. That could have been an opening track, to be honest, too. So anyway, that's my thoughts. So yeah, good. I remember feeling like I didn't, Plasma wasn't my favourite album when I first listened to it, but after the tour I really got into it, so I'm hoping the tour is going to do the same. I have to wait till March for that. One big surprise was there's no Moon. Moon is the kind of double A-side single with Love Cloud. I don't know why they didn't add that on the album. I don't know if it's going to appear on part 2. So there's a part 2 album coming soon. That's going to be out in 2025, I believe, along with another part of the tour. So hopefully Moon's going to turn up at some point. I like that song. Yeah, there we go. So that's a new album. Check it out now on Spotify or whatever. I really like it. Please let me know in the comments what you think about it if you've listened to it. There was a kind of interesting performance the day after, I think on the Saturday, which you can see on YouTube too. They were doing a special performance of Ima 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 live from the Tokyo Node in Toranomon Hills. So they were in the hall where you saw that big car in the clips. And they did a special performance with I forgot what they called it now. There was kind of ion beam lighting. So they were doing some like real-time projections or scanning of them and putting them into like a virtual environment. Interesting, check it out. They like to do this kind of technologically interesting performances. I think that was sponsored by NTT, which is one of the big telecommunications networks over here. It made me think about Fusion, which they did a while ago. That was kind of synchronizing their performances all over the world. They're in 3 different places, and they kind of could put them all together in one place. That was a SoftBank collaboration. I think that's another big phone company. So check that out. There was a kind of curious teaser, which you can see individually too, which had some of the graphics from the album cover. We didn't talk about the album cover. Very interesting. It looks a bit like a movie poster, which made me think, is there some kind of movie thing going to happen at some point? There seem to be a lot of visuals for this. The Mr. Mike show in the Discography was used in the special teaser too. He's a kind of Max Headroom style kind of microphone head person. But there's some interesting characters. There seem to be like protagonists, antagonists. Seems like an actual movie. So are they going to make a Perfume movie? I'm not sure. But check out that teaser using what's that called? Jikuka. That weird song from near the end of the album that gets used in the teaser. So I don't know what's going on, but I'm excited to find out. Okay, I think that's enough jabbering from me. I think you get the point. So please let me know in the comments, how do you feel about the album? Do you want to see the tour? If you have any questions, what's your favourite Perfume song? That's okay. Leave it in the comments. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, share it with your Perfume fan friends, and I'll see you for another update at some point. So take care. See you again. Bye bye.